Good afternoon. This is Will with White Spruce Tech. I forewent an introduction with a selfie because it turned everything backwards, and so you couldn't read the Axis, which is this is a 24.1 version from Thor Motor Coach, and we've just returned from our last trip of the season. Also, really our first trip ever. We got this rather late in the season, and nonetheless. Here in the northern clime in which we live, we're going to be winterizing for the rest of you. So me and Wolfie, who makes a lousy cameraman, are going to just give you the high points of what you need to do to winterize this coach. So if you've winterized a rig before but never a 24.1, I'm going to show you where all the bits are that you need to know about. Okay, first things first, pull up the mattress on the passenger side, starboard side, bunk bed in the back. Get to that panel, and then also take off the air return panel for the furnace. Down under the bunk bed, you're going to find two things of interest. Okay, the two things of interest that you need in this compartment is, see, right back over here. That is the low point drain for your main water tank. It's got the blue handle there. Right, currently it's closed. Put it in line with the pipe, rotate it 90 degrees, and it'll open it up and dump your water tank in short order. I like to do that when I'm driving because as water slashes around, it really empties it out. Second thing is just here next to, you'll see there's a short pipe with a cap on it. That's where you're going to put your antifreeze later on, but there's a little valve down there in operation. It's in line, again, just like the other, it's in line with the tube. That's where your pump gets water from the holding tank. So you want to close that off too. That will keep antifreeze from dumping back into your holding tank, and that takes forever to flush out, so you don't want to do that. So close that one right there, and make sure your main tank is drained. And now we're going to go to the furnace air return section right here. Okay, with the trusty headlamp illuminating here. This valve for the hot side, it's nice that they use this color-coded pipe. I've got air on, so in operation, that's pointing towards the tank, but we want the valve headed this way. And that goes around to this loop, and then here's the cold water side. Here's the cold water side right here, and the same thing is here. You want the handle in line with the pipe. What that does is that bypasses, water comes from the cold side, and instead of going into the tank, getting heated up, and then instead of going into the tank on the cold side, getting heated up, and then coming back out on the hot side, right now we bypass that. So nothing's going into the tank. It's bypassed by the water system. Okay, now we're outside. You get your hot water heater access panel here, and take out your sacrificial anode, which is the plug right here. Take it out of there. I like to put mine in a plastic bag and keep it clean, and put it in the sink. Now that your hot water tank is empty, whatever you do, don't turn on your hot water tank, or that will result in damage. Okay, now that we've isolated the water system, isolated the hot water tank, and closed off the fill for the main water tank, you come on over and you put in one of these guys right here. You get them into your RV store or online. It's got a hose or a tire, what looks like a tire fill fitting on this side, and this is going to let you blow the air out of your system. Even if you're going to be putting antifreeze in, believe me, get rid of all that water that's sitting there, otherwise you'll have to dilute it with antifreeze. It's expensive. So just hook up an air compressor, and I've got just this little pancake here. This was less than $100. You definitely want to get one that you can dial in the dial in the pressure, and you want to start out at about 15 or 20 pounds and just get the water out of the system. And then after you get your mostly blowing air, then you can crank it up to about, I usually don't go over 50 pounds. I figure that's the kind of the top service level of a water system that you plug into here to your regular city water. And then that'll really get the last little drips and drabs of water. That's the stuff that's going to crack your pipes anyways. The stuff that gets caught in some little low point or some little elbow that just isn't draining well. So you pop it with 50 pounds of pressure, and I'll go inside and show you what that is. Oh, and while you're right here, it's right next to it. Don't forget your outside shower. Your outside shower is full of water too. There's a drain and whatnot, but still there's water in those valves, and it would, I'm sure that to get to that would be a pain in the neck. That's behind the bathroom, so you wouldn't want to have to replace a broken pipe in that section. So remember, always get your outside shower. Now when I'm blowing out the water system, I like to go to the thing that's probably farthest away from the system. In this case, it's our kitchen sink, I think, although things loop around into the bathroom too, so who knows for real. But nonetheless, I like to, I don't have it under here right now because I've already actually done this before I filmed the video. I like to dump this into a bucket. And you're going to get, just a quart of water or something. But you're not putting it down the sink. You're not putting it into your holding tank where you're going to have, I've already drained that completely. So you don't want to put water in there because you don't want water sitting in the winter. If it gets into the wrong spot in your gate valves or something, it's potentially could cause problems. So, yep, just in turn, open up the... Here, see, I'm up to the 50-pound level here already because, again, I've got most of my water out, but still you can see spitting water out of the system, and that's a good thing. Get all that water that's going to dilute your antifreeze when you put it in. Another thing to remember is that you've got water in your sink trap, so if you just blow the line cleans, you don't live live somewhere where it gets really cold, that might work for you. I live where it gets really cold, so I always put glycol in, and or the ethylene, I guess it is, and then also in the sink traps, I'll get my leaf blower and it just happens to fit right over the edge of these drains. Blow that water through. It'll just go into your holding tank. Everything will be dry, and your tank's clean for the winter anyway, so you won't be getting a stink in here at all. But get that clean. Get the water out, and then, of course, just in the act of flushing some ethylene in here, it's going to fill that sink trap, and so you're going to have a nice seal anyways. Okay, so you're in the bathroom. You want to make sure that oh yeah, we've got all the water out of that system, I think. And then, of course, the sink, or the shower. Okay, that's good. But also, don't remember that you got this little extra guy here. And that howl is the air coming into the system. And so, you got to flip that up, and then there's water in that line somewhere, so blow it. And that's going to blow some water back into your freshwater tank, but you don't want that sitting in that whatever line that loops around. You want to make sure that you get that one clear. That's another odd thing for the Axis. And then, of course, your sink, bathroom sink. Boom! Everybody's all dry. Sink trap. Make sure that you get all those. All right. So that is how you clear out the system. We're back from whence we started. And in the springtime, after when you've got your ethylene in there, I do this again. I put the air on and start out at low pressure, blow that ethylene out, and get it out of the pipes to begin with. That way you're not, just diluting it, which takes an awful lot more time, an awful lot more water. So I get rid of that antifreeze, and then I start flushing flushing the water system. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, the old hot water bypass in the shower. I'm afraid that it might catch a little ethylene in there, but I don't know. We'll find out in the springtime. Maybe I'll make another video if a lot of people watch this one and say, boy, that was helpful. So again, Will White Spruce Deck in the Axis 24.1, getting it ready for winterization. I guess the last point, and something I'm not showing in this video at least, is there's your access point. This little guy right here, that's your access point for to put the ethylene in, to put that antifreeze in. So I'm not sure what fitting I'm going to make up for that. Some sort of hose so that I can set the gallon of it somewhere safe, and then go around and pump that stuff all through the system. So happy RVing, everybody, and good luck getting her ready for winter.